On location here in Keystone with Dan Schroeder. Dan,
how's it going
good
today?
to see you, man. Thanks for hopping in here. Yeah, I hope you had a good trip. You were out of town for a couple days.
And it's good to be back. Summit County is home.
It doesn't get better than Summit County, right?
Right, and for visitors, Summit County's where to be if you're here.
Busy summertime. We've got a little haze in the air. We were talking about it before we came on. Tell us what that's about. Certainly people are going to be noticing that.
And people know there are wildfires in the western part of the United States.
The country, right.
I mean the country. California just surpassed its biggest wildfire ever.
in history, right?
So we're probably receiving some of this hazy sky, this smoke, which is actually wildfire smoke from the western states. But there are 11 burning fires in Colorado as well. So it might be local, regional as well.
So if you feel, if you're out riding your bike or up on a hike, your throat feels a little scratchy. Mine does a little bit right now, kind of normal.
It's kind of normal. It might be the new normal. Yeah. So if you know that you're having a little bit of breathing issues or something like that, recognize it's wildfire smoke, but then don't stop your activities, but go ahead and give yourself a break.
Yeah, take a little break. Yep, that makes sense. Hey, speaking of wildfires and fire bans, we were in a stage 2 fire ban. We're now in a stage 1 fire ban. A little bit of good news with that. Tell us what we can and can't do though with that stage 1.
So what's the difference really, right?
Right.
Stage 2 is no fires of any kind anywhere, no smoking outside, all that, and that's just changed. The stage 1 fire ban is no campfires in your backyard or anywhere in the forest. The only place you can have a campfire is in a developed campground with a metal fire ring that's a designated fire pit.
Got it. So if I want to start my own campfire in my backyard or up here on the hill camping, no go.
No go. But if you want to have a fire, get yourself a reserved campsite at one of the sites, mostly around the Dillon Reservoir.
Yeah.
Fire pit that's designated with a metal ring, and you can have a campfire.
And tell us about the proper way, we talked about a few weeks ago, the proper way to put a fire out. Seems kind of basic. It's not. You got to be careful. There's a trick to it.
There's a trick to it. And really the biggest trick is, can you put your hand in it? It's a question that you're looking to answer.
Makes sense, right.
So if you can put your hand
yes or no
in the coals and then down in the coals and it's cold, it's out. And the whole point is you want your fire to be fully out.
Okay. That makes sense. Put your hand right in the ashes, put dirt on top of it.
Right.
And if it's cool to the touch, you're good to go. If it's not, your fire's not out.
It's not out. And really just pour water. Pour water, pour water. You might get a little black on you, but you're camping. It's okay.
You're camping. It's part of the experience. Any other fire prevention tips other than use an abundance of common sense?
Abundance of common sense. Look at your trailer hitches and make sure that you don't have any chains dragging or any
good
parts
point.
dragging off your
I've
car.
got a on my trailer.
Right, so sparks. So any place that you could have a spark. You don't want to make sure you're smart with your cigarettes.
Yeah.
It's the campfires. We want to make sure they're fully out, and just be aware of your surroundings. Mostly be aware that you live in a forested or you're visiting a forested environment here in Summit County.
Right.
And it's very, very, very dry. And you don't want to be the reason that we have a wildfire.
No, definitely not. Okay, good information, Dan. Thanks for joining us today on location here in Keystone, the VOD.